So, hello. Welcome. I would like to welcome our guest from Earlscliffe at our webinar today.
Hi, everyone.
And John is here to present us this boarding school in the UK, Earlscliffe. And I would like to ask you to talk a little bit about the possibilities that the school can offer and the advantages of this school, this special school. Why is Earlscliffe special? And what the student can expect after graduation in the UK or around the world.
Absolutely. Thanks, Ava. Well, I think, so obviously the title of the webinar today is how to maximize the potential of your child. And I think there's lots of ways to do that, but I think Earlscliffe is quite unique in how it can help. I'd like to start the webinar just by showing a quick video of Earlscliffe. It is filmed in summer, so don't be confused by the beautiful sunshine in the video. I'm afraid it isn't always sunny, but hopefully it will be. So please enjoy the video, and then I'll give a small presentation afterwards.
Earlscliffe is basically Folkestone. It's on the south coast of England, not far from London. It's only 50 minutes by train. There's a high-speed link. Folkestone is a traditional seaside town, and we're located very close to the sea in the heart of what's known as the West End, a very nice, safe residential neighbourhood, close to the shops, the sports centre, and the railway station. Earlscliffe is designed to offer an all-round global education for teenagers from all around the world, aged normally between 15 to 19 years. Many of them will be coming to study for A-level, the gold standard of UK education, and looking to get into top UK universities.
Earlscliffe is a family-run school, and we offer, I think, a more personalised nature for our students. Our class sizes are quite small. It can range from 2 students to up to 9 or maximum 10 students. Students have weekly tests. Those get marked and ranked according to other students in the class, and that information goes back to the parents every week.
We give a lot of teaching time, a lot of contact time, and after school we have a safety net which we call coaching, and this is offered to those students who show perhaps in the weekly track testing that they haven't quite understood something and just need that little bit of reaffirmation and extra help. We offer a wide range of subjects, from physics and chemistry and biology to sciences, which are taught in specialist laboratories with all the equipment they need, to the more creative arts. We have a creative arts centre dedicated again to photography, a very popular subject, art and design, and even history of art, along with the usual economics, business, history, geography, all those usual A-level subjects that you would expect to find in a much larger school. The vast majority of students are coming here to our school in the UK because they wish to enter a top UK university. First of all, obviously they need high grades in their academic subjects, but importantly it's about how we deliver the best application possible to make it stand out. We are very much strong believers in the UNESCO mission in terms of promoting education and culture around the world. We have an annual day which we give over to exploring and developing arguments for and against certain projects which UNESCO have around the world. We also send our students to New York City each March, and they have that headline visit to the United Nations headquarters.
We have chefs who are part of our team. They offer an international array of foods, and everything is specially prepared on site. And students and staff eat together in the dining room. We have 4 boarding houses. All houses have been recently renovated, and they are either single or twin rooms with private bathrooms. All our houses also have Wi-Fi. Even though we are based in the town of Folkestone, we still have large gardens, which means that students can socialise there.
Students are encouraged to stay fit, stay healthy. We offer a wide range of sports. For all tastes. It could be playing on the football team, or it could be going for a daily swim at the local gym, as we give students a 7-day membership. The Earlscliffe students, after their year or 2 years here, have a strong sense of identity, a strong sense of work ethic, and are fully aware that they are very well prepared for the next step. The next step is mostly university, and from then on, careers in whatever industry they wish to enter. but they feel, I think, confident. They feel that they have that necessary passion for their chosen career pathway. We look to provide that pathway, that guidance, that counselling, that help, and make sure that we achieve those objectives together and provide them with a platform for success, not just for the next 10 years, but indeed for life.
Okay, so hopefully the video gave you a bit of an overview and showed some of the images of the school, some of the images of our boarding facilities. And now I'm going to talk a little bit more in depth about the school and how I think it is a really useful way to help children, to help students reach their potential. So as was mentioned on the video, Earlscliffe is a small independent international school. Okay, we're a boarding school primarily, so 99% of our students live on campus with us, and we are virtually all international, so our students come from all over the world. Okay, what makes us special? Well, we have small class sizes with a personalized education. So students get one-on-one coaching from students, they get from parents and from teachers, they get one small group coaching. They also coach each other, so our students support each other in the evenings in coaching sessions and groups as well. It's intensive, okay, and what I mean by that is our students study from 8:30 till 4:30 p.m. every day. Okay, so students have a long day, they work hard, they support each other, but also they are again in small class sizes, so whatever they're doing it with the guidance of a teacher and support. There's strong communication between student, parent, guardian, and school. This is really, really important. As a parent myself, I think it's important that we know what's happening to our children at all times. When students are doing well, when they're succeeding, when they're finding things challenging. We have excellent communication streams with parents and with guardians, and of course, with students themselves of how we can support them. We're ranked very highly in the UK for our A-level results. This year, 74% of our A-level students got A stars to B, and 60% got A star to A. So 60% of our students actually achieved fantastic results, meaning that actually for a school of our size, we overachieved again, okay? We're in the top 1% in the UK for what we call value added. And what that means is that our students grow. Our students get better when they're being here. Their results when they arrive versus their results when they leave always shows improvement. In terms of this school itself, we think of ourselves as an in-town campus, and it appeals to older teenagers. All of our students are aged between 15 and 19, and we want to give them independence. This is again about maximizing potential, okay? We don't have children here. We don't have 10, 11, 12-year-olds. All of our students are what we would consider to be young adults. If they want to go to Starbucks, if they want to go to KFC, if they want to get the train into London on a weekend, they can do that, okay? The big thing is that we know where they are and we support them, but we want them to have their independence. We think of ourselves as a university preparation school, and that allows students then to grow and maximize their potential with us. As you can see from some of the pictures there, we're very lucky with our houses. They're very nice, and we have a very high standard of boarding and accommodation. In terms of the programs that we do at Earlscliffe, students can join us at the age of 15, and they can do what we call the International Transition Year, which is a GCSE year and a one-year program. The vast majority of our students do A-levels, which, as Mr. Fish mentioned in the video, is what we think of as the gold standard of education in the UK. UK universities will base their offers on A-level results. Okay, so students in the UK that do A-levels will then apply to UK universities and American, Canadian, Australian, Swiss universities as well, and that will be based on their A-level results. Okay, and that's a 2-year program. We also have a diploma in business management. We also have a foundation year, so students can spend 1 year with us if they're aged 17 or over and reach top UK universities. But I think what makes us really unique is our flexibility. We have students join us for 6 weeks, 1 term, 2 terms, and they can join us for specific English language programs. They can join us to gain UCAS knowledge of how to apply to UK universities. They can join us to gain experience in what it might be like to do A-levels. If they're not sure what they want to do at university, come and try psychology, politics, photography, art, and learn all about what you might want to do later on in life. And we can create bespoke courses for students. If they want to do a GCSE in English and maths whilst they're doing an A-level, they can do that as well. Going through the programs that we have, the International Transition Year is designed as a gateway to A-levels. It can be for students who are 15 years old, but it can also be for students who are 16 or 17, but perhaps whose English isn't quite at a level that it needs to be to do A-levels. At Earlscliffe, we don't really look at a student based on their age. We look at them based on their ability and what they're going to need to reach a top UK university. We don't want to rush a student through if they're not going to maximize their potential. Anybody can finish an A-level in 2 years, but are they going to get a B, an A, a D, an E? If they're not ready to reach their maximum potential, we're not going to put them forward. So we would look at the International Transition Year as a preparation year to help them achieve their absolute potential. Okay, so with ITY students, a traditional International Transition Year student would have slightly poorer English. They would also want a foundation in programs such as maths, sciences, English language, and humanities. Okay, they would still get a fantastically high level of teaching. They would still get coaching, but they would also get preparation for their A-levels. They would also get what we call PSHE, which is physical, social, health education, where we talk to students about some of the challenges that they're going to face. We talk about how they interact with each other. We talk about mental health, meditation, yoga, exercise, so that students can stay positive and focused. And this is all part of the preparation for A-levels and then for joining university. A-levels are our traditional program. So A-level students will do 3, 4, or possibly 5 subjects. Most students will choose 3, and they will often choose traditional subjects such as maths, physics, chemistry, history, geography. But we have lots of subjects as well, such as photography, psychology, history of art, politics, which may not be possible for them to do in their own country. It's quite focused. Okay, so A-level students would do 8 or 9 lessons per week in their chosen subject. So they've got to be passionate about that subject. What we say to students is, do you enjoy it? Are you good at it? And that helps them choose. There's incredible levels of one-on-one UCAS counselling for students as well. So what we call unlimited support. Okay, students can have 20, 30, 40 hours of coaching with staff here to discuss their university options. And they're welcome to change their mind. Last year, I interviewed some of our students who had graduated, and we had 20, 30 students around that number. And I would say virtually all of them are doing a different degree to the one they thought they would be doing when they arrived at the age of 15 or 16. And we support that. Many students come with dreams of medicine, architecture, philosophy, and they might change to business, they might change to psychology, they might change to other areas. So we support that. Within the A-levels also, students will do IELTS, which is really important. The point of what Earlscliffe does is about packing application forms as full as we can. IELTS classes, we want extracurricular activities, EPQ presentations, which is extra qualification work, voluntary experience, work experience, as much as we can to ensure that your child's application form to university is going to be as complete as possible. What we say to our students is, don't give a university any excuse to say no. Get your results, fill your application form, complete your personal statement, and make sure that you are the one that they are going to be offering a place to. For students who perhaps aren't quite as academically brilliant as others, we have a couple of one-year programs, and these are great programs. The Diploma in Business Management is for students who are interested in business, marketing, management, finance. It's a one-year program. There are no formal examinations. Okay, so students who struggle with examinations, students who get nervous and perhaps don't react well, can do this course. It's the formal equivalent as 2 A-levels, okay? So students will still get access to good UK universities, but it's all examined within the school, so internally examined, okay? There are 6 course modules, and students can pick whether they want to do management, whether they want to do finance, entrepreneurship, and every single one of our students who does this program progresses to a UK university, okay? So this is for those students who perhaps aren't quite hitting their targets at A-level, who are interested in business, but who perhaps are worried that they're going to struggle to get the scores they need at A-level. Like many schools, we have a foundation year as well. Our foundation year is quite unique though. It's designed to be achieved at a really high level. We've had students do our foundation year go on to Durham, go on to Exeter, go on to Reading, which are all Russell Group UK universities. And it's quite challenging for students to reach those sorts of universities through a foundation program. Again, how do we do this? Well, we do it through really small class sizes, really extensive teaching and coaching, but also that UCAS application process. We, to use an English phrase, leave no stone unturned. We support the students in all of their application process and make sure that they are in a position where universities really cannot say no to them. Again, this is a 1-year program for students aged 17 and above. So if students have completed their qualifications in their own country and are looking for a UK qualification and getting to a UK university, this is the perfect program.
I have a question.
Of course, please, Ava.
So if a student, for example, graduates in another country and then goes for a foundation year and applies to university, so for the application, do they use their graduation from their home country plus this degree?
If it was good, we would use that. So if they had a good graduation, we would absolutely use that. The big thing for us with the foundation program is to ensure that students get the best possible university they can. So it's about extra. If you've completed your own qualification in your own country, there's a good chance that you might be able to apply to UK university anyway. Yeah. But chances are it probably will be a lower ranked university than would normally be the case. Okay. A really good example, last year I had a girl from Nigeria who'd completed Nigerian schooling, and she had offers for both year 1 entry for a couple of lower ranked universities who I won't mention now, but also some foundation year at university. We suggested that because her scores were so good at school, we recommend that she joined us for her foundation year, which she did. And she got onto a law program at the University of Reading. Now, just to give you an example, law at Reading would normally require an A and 2 Bs. So she was actually nowhere near that with her own qualifications. But combining those with our foundation, plus the personal statement work experience, she managed to achieve that. So what I would say with any student who are looking for that, I know how important rankings of universities are when it comes to employment. And it's an extra year's work for what might be 30 or 40 places higher in the rankings. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
No problem at all. In terms of living at Earlscliffe, most of our students board with us and live with us. It's a lovely environment. We are a small school. We currently have around about 115 students with us, and we are a family. Okay, as was mentioned in the video, we have single or twin rooms, all with private bathrooms, Wi-Fi throughout, freshly prepared meals by in-house chefs. It is basically home from home. Okay, so students have a lovely time living with us. However, they have their independence, as I mentioned. In their final year, our students are expected to wash their own clothes, iron their own clothes. We teach them to cook. We expect them to clean their own bedrooms, which is a challenge, but we get there in the end. We also allow them to spend time in London, to spend time socializing with friends. We have 1 late night per week where students can go out. Obviously, we have a zero tolerance attitude to things like drugs and alcohol, but students can go to the cinema, they can go to restaurants, and they can live adult lives in that way, as long as we know where they are and as long as they come back when we tell them to. In terms of growing at Earlscliffe, we extend and enrich. What this really means is about growth. more things that we can add to that universal application. Debating competitions, Model United Nations, maths challenges, formal dinners where we have guest speakers from the world of law, politics, sport, architecture. We have lots of societies, public speaking, drama, debate, global affairs, economic societies. We have the Duke of Edinburgh Award. Many of our students take part in work experience. We have a competition with JP Morgan, which every year one of our students gets to take part in an internship in Bournemouth in the UK during the summer process. So this is what we talk about when we talk about maximizing children's potential. I understand the expense involved when it comes to boarding schools and UK schools, but the difference between getting into a top 5, top 10 UK university and getting into a top 40, top 50 UK university is what this is about. That is what we provide students. It's not all boring, not that law or education is boring. We really encourage our students to be well-rounded people. We want them to read poetry. We want them to play music. We want them to read art and play art and paint art. We have sports culture service, which basically students get to experience all sorts of activities. Regular trips to London, regular trips to art exhibitions. We have weekends away in Paris, Bruges, Copenhagen, when we're allowed to travel. We have regular concerts at school. We are usually going to New York every March, which fingers crossed we'll be able to do again this year. And all students complete at least one term of service. And what that means is volunteering. It can be in hospitals, elderly homes, charity shops, local schools. Students are encouraged to do that, and not just encouraged, but they are told to do that. They have to complete their services. I think what we do best at Earlscliffe, though, is our university preparation. Okay, in terms of our university destinations last year, 27 of our 28 graduates reached their first choice university. Okay, we've had students go to UCL, LSE, Imperial. We've had students go to St Andrews. We've had students go to Surrey, to Reading, to Durham. So top UK universities. And what we really focus on is making sure that students reach their potential. Quite often around about this time of year, students will say to me, you know what, it's okay. I think I'll just go to a mid-ranked university. We don't accept that. We don't accept that. We will push and push and push our students to make sure that they reach their absolute goal. Okay, we want our students to reach the very best, to get pushed. We know that if they reach a better quality of education, they will push themselves harder, which will mean they push themselves harder in their working life and their family life. And as they get older, they will push themselves more and more. It's about getting into good habits and good routines early. And we're really confident that we do that here at Earlscliffe. In terms of Earlscliffe life, I would say that it's an area that students can enjoy, that students can be passionate about, that students can work hard at. But also, I would say the focus is about potential. Okay, lots of parents will come to me at the age of 14 or 15 and their students will say, my son is brilliant, he's clever, he's intelligent, but for whatever reason, he's just been distracted. Okay, how can we help? And what we do is we do things that most parents would do if they had the time. Okay, we sit with them in the evenings, they make sure they're doing their homework, we make sure they're challenging themselves and pushing each other. We do take their mobile phones from them. We do take their tablets and their iPads from them for a couple of hours per evening, okay? And we ensure that they do reach their goals. I think what I would say sums us up here at Earlscliffe is about making sure that every student can look back on their time with us and say that they worked as hard as they can. Okay, now I'm sure there's lots more that I could say, but what I would do is encourage you all to contact your way directly. Contact Ava, or even contact myself directly. My information is there, and I'd be very happy to talk to you about education in the UK or education at Earlscliffe. Okay? Ava, do you have any questions of things that I haven't covered that you'd like me to cover?
One more thing, because we have these questions usually from our families that, regarding the application process. Yes. How does it go? What do you need, and what are the requirements for the students to get into the school?
Well, we're quite unique in the sense that we are non-selective. So we don't actually ask students to reach any certain levels before we take them, okay? We ask all of our students to complete an application form, obviously. We also ask our students to do a maths and an English test, which gives us a really good reading of their abilities. And that helps us decide what level they are needed. Are they international transition year students? Are they A-level students? They would also have a 30-minute interview with myself, where I will find out what motivates them, or I will try to, how we can help them, but also if we're going to be a good fit. So we call it an interview, but really it's a conversation to understand the student more and how we might be able to help them. Okay. Coming on to that, in terms of application processes, in terms of costs and things like that at Earlscliffe, what I would say is in terms of our school, admission costs are roughly between £35,000 and £40,000 per year. Okay, and that obviously includes everything, including your living expenses, your food, your books, everything included that you need. Many of our international students are on scholarships. Okay, so we have scholarships sometimes up to 50% for students, and students who are particularly strong in English, sciences, maths, history, we can offer good scholarships for. So what I would say to any parent thinking about that is to pick up the phone and talk to us. Okay, there's lots of parents now who think perhaps I've never thought about boarding school education before. I've never really thought about it, but I do want them to study overseas. And actually we can be supportive with finance. So I'd love to have that conversation with you and see how we may be able to help.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you.
Perfect. Anyway, is there anything else that parents are often keen to know that I've forgotten to say?
Well, not at this point. Of course, we always have some special questions,
Sure.
personal questions. What I would like to ask people in the families that if they are interested, free to contact our local European offices, and we are happy to answer any questions and also help you to guide through the application process. So thank you for today, John. I think it was a very good presentation. We had lots of information on the school, and hope to see you soon.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Eva.
Yeah, thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.